Hi, and welcome to the first video on adding fractions with common denominators. By the end of this video, you should be able to add fractions with the common denominators and have some examples in your book in order to help you out with your text. So let's have a look. We're going to be adding fractions here, but the very special thing is that they're going to have common denominators. Let's take a look at an example. Let's say I have 1/2 and I want to add on another half. In total, I'm going to have 2 halves, or we might say 1 whole, because a half and a half gives us a whole. You might notice that at 2 halves, at 2 over 2, we have added the numerators, the 1 plus 1, to get 2. And we've kept the denominators the same. The 2 from the half and the 2 from the other half stays the same in the answer. Let's take a look at something with quarters. Let's say I have 1/4 and I want to add on 2 more quarters. I want to put them all together. What I'm going to get is 3/4 in total, because we're talking about quarters and how many of them I have. Note that I'm adding the numerators, so 1 and 2 gives me 3, and I keep the numerators exactly the same, exactly the same. The rule then has to be that we add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Let's take a look at 3 examples where I'm writing them out so you can see them a lot more easily. So here are 3 examples with adding fractions with the same denominator. With question A, I've got 1/8 plus 2/8. And so what I'm talking about here is I'm talking about eighths and how many I have of them. Well, if I have 1/8 and I add on 2 more eighths, then altogether I have 3/8. All I need to do is add the numerators together and leave the denominator the same. We're looking at question B. I've got 5/10 and I'm adding on 9/10. So altogether I will have 14/10. Now when you finally write your answer, what you'll want to do is write it as a mixed number, and we learned how to do that in chapter 4, I believe. So 14 over 10 is the same as 1 and 4 over 10, because 10 goes into 14 once, with 4 left over. Now, that 4 over 10 can be simplified again, because we can divide both of them by 2. So 1 and 4 over 10 is the same as 1, and I'm going to divide top and bottom by 2. So 2 over 5. So 1 and 2/5. Our last example has mixed numbers, 1 and 3/5, and I'm going to add 2 and 1/5. What I'm going to do first is I'm going to add the whole numbers first, the 1 and the 2, and that gives me 3. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to add the fractions together. So I have 3/5, and I'm going to add on 1/5. Altogether that makes 4/5. So 1 and 3/5 plus 2 and 1/5 is 3 and 4/5. All we do is add the numerators together and leave the denominator the same. So what should you write now? We'll start with a heading, adding fractions with common denominators, and then write down the rule to add the numerators and keep the denominators the same. Just writing down those 3 examples that I went through when I was writing them out is probably a good idea, so that you have something to refer to when you're going through your examples. And that's it. Hopefully now you can add fractions with common denominators, and remember the rule and keep it in the back of your mind. Good luck.